Is the chorister turned actor who last year joined the cast of Downton Abbey as the latest heartthrob to enjoy the affections of Lady Mary. Well, he's just finished filming the new series and is now heading off to play a completely different role in the West End. To tell us more, please welcome Julian Ovenden. It's been a while. How are you?
Very well, nice to see you.
Hi, very nice to see you.
Hi, Julian. Hi.
Well, you couldn't have chosen a more different role to go to, really, could you, from Downton?
Yeah, it's about 180 degrees the other way.
Yeah.
The play My Night with Reg is set in the 1980s.
And it's three gay guys who've known each other since university.
University in Bristol. Went to Bristol University, and it charts their life over the course of about 4 or 5 years.
It's a dark comedy.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's set against the backdrop of the HIV epidemic, so it doesn't sound like it's going to be funny, but it is actually extremely
Oh, it's
funny.
laugh out loud funny.
It really is, and actually I saw it when I was at drama school, and I remember thinking, this is the kind of material I'd really love to do, because it had a bit of everything. And it had depth, it had comedy, really laugh out loud comedy.
Yeah. I saw it as well. It was with David Bamber and John Sessions, wasn't it? It
Sessions.
won an Olivier Award.
Ken MacDonald.
Ken MacDonald,
yes.
From our show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hugh Bonneville was in it when it transferred. Anthony Calf is a terrific actor. And it just presents, it's got these wonderful, I mean, it's only six guys, but really fantastic characters.
Look, just the clever title, you know, My Night with Reg. We never see Reg.
We never see Reg, no. We've had quite a lot of fun painting. We have a sort of...
Who is Reg?
Who is Reg, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I don't know if you saw it in the 90s when it was first here. It was in the Royal Court upstairs, I think.
That's right.
There's a lot of nudity in it. Does this mean that you get your kit off? I've been asked to ask you that from every female person in the building.
Well, how can I answer this? There's a small helping of nudity.
Oh, really? How modest of you.
I don't know. I'm going to be coy about it. I'm going to say that I've been trying to steer clear of the cupcakes for the last 2 months.
Oh, really? All right, OK. Oh, so there is. Whoa.
But yeah, it's at the Donmar, so it's like, you know, the audience is about as close as you are, so it's going to be...
Have you ever done anything like that before?
I can't say I have, no. I mean, I've done stuff on screen which, you know, it's pretty...
Yeah. But this is one step further than the Diet Coke ad.
It would appear so.
So, yeah. Me.
Yeah. But it's, to be honest with you, you know, there is a bit of a thing about nudity, but at the end of the day, we're all made the same.
We're all naked.
Yeah, and actually, I think if it's not gratuitous, it actually can be very powerful, and I think in this instance, I think it's absolutely right.
Yeah, I'd have loved to see the first rehearsal, though.
Yeah, you take a bit of time to work up to it. Yeah, you know, it's not easy.
I've never been asked, you know.
Have you not?
I know, it is amazing.
There's still time, Jim.
Do you think so? Cupcakes. No, you're right.
Stick with eating cupcakes.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun, I would imagine. You've been working solidly since you were about 7 years old, haven't you? I mentioned the chorister.
Well, sort of, yeah.
You were at St Paul's Cathedral.
I was. Yeah, a bit like you. I had the same kind of upbringing in terms of how I got into the business, I suppose. And it gives you a real grounding in what it's like to be a professional.
You came into it naturally as well, really, because your father was a vicar, so, you know,
He was.
There's a link there, really.
Yeah, there's a link, yeah. And I guess, you know, being a vicar, it's sort of halfway to being an actor, I always think.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you're up in that pulpit, you're delivering your speech.
Is it something that's in you, or something you're introduced to? I don't know, in your case, was it something that you always did?
Well, singing was what you always did.
It was, but I mean, like you said, you know, you have experiences, like you said, you know, you saw Peter Pan when you were young. You have experiences that do shape you. But I never kind of knew that I wanted to be an actor, you know, from 4 years old. And even when I was at university and doing music, I still wasn't sure. But then going to drama school, which I did sort of on a whim, I suppose, I suddenly felt, with those people around me, I felt really energised. I felt like I was in the right place. I felt, you know, like it was the right thing to do. Yeah, in a way, yeah. And I feel, you know, I've tried to sort of do lots of different things. I'm interested in lots of different things. And I love it, and I love being able to do it.
But I mentioned very briefly, because let's not dwell on this, but you basically, your house was stuck to Windsor Church, and you know, the Queen would pop in for mince pies at Christmas, by all accounts, which sounds phenomenal. Sort of,
yeah. I mean, I grew up, well, I was born in Sheffield. Yeah. You know, my parents are fairly normal, we're a normal family.
He became chaplain to the Queen, didn't he?
He became chaplain to the Queen, I think, just as I was leaving home, actually.
Right.
So I didn't really get the kind of full experience my brother and sister had. But they did, they lived near the Queen Mother, next door to the Queen Mother in the Great Park. So they did have an extraordinary insight into that world.
Amazing.
And see and what they're like. Yeah, I mean, sort of, because you do sort of tend to see one side of it. I mean, a little less now. I mean, I think after Diana died, the royal family changed and it evolved, and they became more media savvy, and they realised that they couldn't, you know, kind of, I think, you know, they kind of that curtain slightly, you know,
Absolutely.
sort of fell away a little bit. So they were, you know, you're allowed to sort of see them at close quarters, which is very interesting.
I must talk to you about Downton Abbey, because, you know, you are an established actor. You've done lots over here, lots in America as well. But what's it like when you go into an institution like that? Because you only joined, the middle of last series.
Yes.
So, you know, was it first day at school sort of nerves?
Yeah, I mean, it always is when you start a new job, especially something like that, which is enormous. It was quite daunting. And, you know, being in that set and with that cast. And the day that I arrived, Michelle and Hugh had just flown back from having dinner with the Obamas the night before.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, you know, that doesn't happen every day. So it's an extraordinary... piece, and it's, you know, I mean, I'm very grateful to be involved in it. And yeah, I mean, you have to pinch yourself a little bit because it is so successful, particularly in America.
Yeah.
They love it.
They can't get enough of it.
No, absolutely, they lap it up.
And of course, you're married. Your wife's a singer as well. I know that, very fine singer. And you've got 2 kids yourself. So who does the bedtime lullabies in your house?
No, neither of us. The kids hate us singing.
Oh, do they?
Get enough of it. They can't stand it.
What? Shut up, Dad.
Yeah, you know, we have a little studio upstairs at our house, and so they hear a lot of it, and they, you know, they're quite happy not to hear it at bedtime.
They're brilliant levelers, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Well,
yeah.
listen, good luck with the play.
Thank you.
Make sure you're fully warm before you go on stage.
Well, thanks,
if you know
thank God it's the summer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, don't do the show in the winter, whatever you do. And look forward to seeing you on Downton as well.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Let's have some more music.